Am I the asshole for kidnapping my best friend? My friend Sophia 21F has been in a relationship with Ian 22M for around 3 years. For the first 2 years they were long distance as he lives around 2 hours away. Sophia moved in with Ian and his parents' 60s around 7 months ago. Sophia doesn't have a driver's license or a job where she lives and stays at home in Ian's bedroom all day while he either works with his dad or plays video games. They've gotten into fights because Sophia pretty much has to beg Ian to spend time with her even though they share the same space. She asked him to lay down with her for at least 10 minutes and he rolled his eyes. Everything came to a breaking point about a week ago when Ian's sister let it slip that his girl best friend is actually an ex-girlfriend/high school sweetheart, and Sophia found out from his iPad that Ian has been texting a different ex sporadically for the majority of the relationship. She wasn't able to see anything explicitly romantic, but he still did not tell her anything about this. This caused Sophia to have a bit of a mental breakdown where she was calling us sobbing and screaming all while Ian was either sleeping or put his headphones on and ignored her to play video games. Like I mentioned earlier, Sophia doesn't have a job, a license, and they live in an extremely rural area, so there's nowhere she was able to go. Sophia's other best friend and I made the drive to go pick her up and we brought her back to our hometown for a little bit. She was originally going to spend Christmas with her family up here, but Ian decided that he did not want to take her, so he was furious that she was spending Christmas up here and told her that we were ruining Christmas. She wanted him to call her to talk things out over the phone, but she never got the phone call because he is not a phone call person despite being on Discord all day. She then said that he could come up here to talk to her, but he made every excuse not to, the main one being that it is raining and he doesn't want to drive in that. His mom texted Sophia that her son will not be risking his life driving one of the busiest freeways in the country during a holiday weekend. He demanded that me and the other friend drive her back down to him, and when we mentioned that it is also raining where we are, he said that we are licensed drivers and should be able to drive in the rain. Ian not willing to drive is a repeated issue. Such as the time with her mom overdosed and was in the hospital with kidney failure. He refused to drive her to see her mom and instead only drove her halfway, where he dropped her off at grocery store, and my mom drove the other house because she didn't want her to possibly miss her mom's last moments. During the exchange and completely ignored my mom, who pretty much raised Sophia, not even a wave, eye contact, or thank you. He also told her that she has to wait until she gets her driver's license to get a haircut. During the 3 years we've been together, he has not once acknowledged any of her friends. Sophia even admitted that he most likely didn't want to drive her the full way because he wanted to play video games. During the Christmas fight, his mom then got involved, leaving Sophia threatening voicemails, accusing her of using her son and telling Sophia that we are terrible people. This is the same woman who told her son, who was an adult at this point, that he is not able to go see her on her birthday because she thinks that she is a whore, where he actually listened and did not go see his girlfriend for her birthday. B's mom has not apologized yet for either incident, but Ian, he said that she'll apologize once Sophia is back at his house and she could explain things in person to his mom. She is going back to the house with him on Friday because he says he'll change and she believes him despite every single person in her life's protest. I feel bad, because I feel like I made the situation worse for her, and I am very afraid of her safety in the situation, but at the end of the day she is the one to make the choice and I cannot stop her. He keeps telling her that we inserted ourselves into their relationships. Am I the asshole? I am just so worried for her and I feel so helpless. I've started to get more blunt with the situation, but I feel mean every time I do it. Do I show her these comments? Edit for clarification: I am refusing to drive her back down in any sort of capacity along with family members. Nobody likes him or trusts him. She is not physically with him at the moment. She is with another friend / her stepdad and has been for 8 days. Ian is coming to get her today, 8 days after the whole ordeal, but I'll believe it when it happens. He wants to bring her back to his house to talk, and seems to refuse to do it up here even when people suggest doing it up here or over the phone, which is absolutely terrifying. Just keep us in your prayers.
AITJ for going no contact after my sister moves out. My 28F sister, 22F, gave her 2-day notice to move out today right before rent is due, leaving me in a tight spot financially. I live here with my 27M husband and very young son. We are lower middle class, we make do. She is only charged $430 for her room and we pay for everything else like food and utilities. For some background, I took her in before I became pregnant with my son and was living in a 1-bedroom apartment right after I got married, not even out of the honeymoon phase yet. She was saying her roommate was a creep, so of course what would any good sister do but allow her my couch. Since then, she never left. We got a bigger apartment and gave her the other room with the intention of her eventually moving out so we could use the room for my son who is very young. I even encouraged her to save her money and look for roommates as I had at her age. Now within the last few months we had been into some major arguments about sanitation of the house. She doesn't clean and my husband and I don't want to clean up her messes. She leaves her used feminine products exposed in the bathroom, wrappers on the counter, dishes in the sink, doesn't wipe up spills when she cooking nor clean her messes that could easily attract bugs. She hoards dishes and Tupperware in her room. I always have to buy new Tupperware. My holiday set was gone before I saw Christmas. She constantly tells us we are disgusting, so that's why she won't clean her own messes. What does that even mean? I yelled for her to leave if she hates it so bad. No one is forcing her to live here. She tells me that I was an evil woman because she has nowhere to go and no money saved to move. Later, we had a conversation about her possibly moving in with her friend in April next year. I was happy for her. I told her, hey, just give me a standard 30 days notice when you are ready, and she agreed sincerely. That was a month ago. We have been on decent terms since then until today. She came to us today saying she was leaving in 2 days to move. What got to me was when she delivered the news, she didn't try to hide her smirk. I asked her why she didn't give a standard 30-day notice. She said she didn't need to because of all the times I threatened to kick her, which wasn't true. I told her to leave if she didn't like it here. My husband on the other had only once threatened to kick her out, but that was talked about cause he was upset about her behavior with him. She is vocal about hating him and her not cleaning. Maybe I'm delusional, but I think I saw red. It feels as if she wanted us to hurt financially. But why? I'm her sister, and I have her baby nephew. I confided in my uncle, and I guess my whole family knew she was going to move out. They have been keeping it from me and my husband. I'm not even mad that she wants to go. Me and my husband have been wanting this. It's just how she is leaving. They didn't know she was going to do it right before rent is due to hurt us. My uncle also thinks that isn't cool. I told him that I think I want to cut her off completely, go no contact. He thinks I shouldn't in case she needs a place to go, or help in case she burned another bridge. But he doesn't want to LMAO. But I just feel like my husband and I cannot deal with the drama in our household. I want to focus on my family and decorating my son's room when she leaves. So H for going no contact after she moves out without the intention of ever helping her again?